Good morning. We're our second week of Words Around the Cross. And today, I brought something with me, a nail. Standing by the cross, you know what the nail represents. It's going to represent the nails that were used to nail Jesus to the cross. Spent a little bit of time just looking it up. The actual nails that were used to nail Jesus to the cross were much larger than this. Probably 2 to 3 times this thick, and they were 6 inches long. So, Jesus was literally nailed to the cross. And we can think about the physical pain and suffering of that. But there's another aspect of that in Scripture I want us to consider today. In Luke chapter 23, verse 44, when Jesus was in the midst of being crucified, he said this, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing." Jesus forgave those who were crucifying him. Jesus forgave those who were in the midst of persecuting him at that time. But if we look at it, Jesus even then was also forgiving us. Because you see, each one of us has been a part of nailing Jesus to the cross. Every time we sin, it's as though we have a hammer in our hand, hitting that nail and putting Jesus on the cross again. Because that sin separates us from God. That sin puts distance between us and Christ. But Jesus knew we were going to do that. Jesus knew we were going to struggle. Jesus knew sin was going to be a part of our lives. Jesus wasn't the victim on the cross. And a lot of times we mistakenly look at that because Jesus didn't have to go to the cross. He went there willingly. And yes, those people who crucified him, those people who persecuted him, didn't fully understand what was going on. And sometimes we as believers still don't understand fully what's going on. So I invite you today to spend time at the cross. Not just this, but reflect a little bit more about our lives, about the lives we live, and about the fact that Jesus, even though it was thousands of years ago, gave his life on the cross. He did it so that it might impact us today. One of my favorite songs is by an artist named Ray Bowles. And the name of the song is The Hammer. And I'm going to try to put that, I'm going to attach that in the, to the bottom of the video after it's done today. So if you choose to, you can go and listen to that. But as we listen to that, it's not so much that I want us to focus on the sins that we have that separate us, but I want us to focus on that in spite of those sins, God gave himself through Jesus Christ and paid the price so that we might have a joy-filled life. So as you come to the cross today, I pray that you'll look at it with sincerity, but also with hope and promise that leads you into a day filled with joy.